Hey, I'm often asked about the successful candidates as to what were their traits, what were their characteristics, what they were doing, because I have the privilege and pride of seeing a lot of successful candidates who are senior bureaucrats now through my career of 30 years. And often young aspirant ask me that, tell me about what all they have been doing while they were preparing for this examination. I suppose today I'm going to talk about some of those traits which I have observed. But then I think I'd like to give you a few disclaimers before that. If you, those successful IAS, IPS, IRS, and all those IATS and different categories of bureaucrats, if they watch this video, and if you do not find that, hey, this is something which I did not do, I would like to tell you that this is possible because it is my observation. So my second disclaimer is not a must-do list. It is just my observation that I have got. You may have, as a successful candidate, may have not done something of the one which I'm talking about. Another disclaimer is that it is not in order of significance. It is the thought which I am trying to gather and put it at one place. I'm sharing that with you. The first thing which I find and I've noted as common in most of the successful candidates is that they were very consistent. And consistency doesn't mean that you just walk in a straight line. Consistency means that you're organized and then you are moving towards your goal. And that is what is one thing which I have found them through the course of evolution. Second thing is that I found that they were always very curious. They were willing to learn every single session they were sitting for studies. And that is something, if you are one of those persons who's willing to get those 3 letters after your name, I would like you to learn something new every session that you make as far as study is concerned. And your learning, third thing, has to be linked to the examination. Learning not for the sake of learning. I don't want you to be a person who is just learn and then has not got its purpose served. So learn for the purpose of using it in the examination. So learning by hearting and those factors would definitely automatically come. Fourth thing, must invest time in skilling, expression, and I think that's very important. And you should be able to apply what you have learned. It's not that you have learned and then you have kept to yourself. Fifthly, don't be vulnerable. They were not vulnerable. In fact, we're quite often vulnerable to advice or adverse comment. You should not be vulnerable to advice and adverse comment. You should have high EQ. And I have seen all of them, they were very high on EQ. Then next I can find is that sixthly, they have self-pride. Self-pride, you're not making somebody respect. You should have respect for yourself. And in fact, in that process, you know that you're doing something big. Having self-respect is very important in this process. Also, I would like to tell you that next is efficiency enhancement you must be working upon. You must do some lateral thinking. You must know a better way to do the same thing. And also, try when you have done something, there's something as X factor in that. So there's something which others have not done it. That's what is there comprised in your answers that you have got, or the write-up that you have got, or the expression that you have got. Another is that revision and routine has to be as exciting. Sometimes revision and routine, they don't excite you. It has to be as exciting. Another thing is that you should be having a healthy body. In fact, your mind knows if you are exercising, walking, and then doing something of such nature, you're taking care of itself, you're taking care of its body where it's residing. I think that feeling itself enhances your efficiency, and I like you to be careful of that. Also, there is no room for excuses. You can't have excuses and success staying together. Procrastination, I haven't seen available in their dictionary. So no procrastination is another characteristic that I would like to tell you. Then another which I would like to feel is that you have to have your own positive reinforcement. In fact, I would like to add it here that you produce result actually. That means if you produce result, which means it is within you. So positive reinforcement is required, and don't look around for positive reinforcement. It is within you. If you have respect for the goal that you have, definitely it is existing. One more I can find is that you should internalize before you accept or act. I mean, this is something which is what I have seen. I have given advice to somebody, but that is based on what I know that person, what my experience is. But you know yourself better than anybody else. So it is very important that all the advices or the listing that I'm doing, you must internalize them, and you see that it is useful for you, then and then alone you should be using. And that's what I've seen all those toppers. Before acting, they internalized and then accepted, then acted. It's not that you take an advice and start working upon, and that's very important. Apart from that, I would like to say a couple of them more is that you say yes to life. I mean, it's not that you have determined that you want to achieve something in life and you have your head down and then you charge. It's not like that. It's not like head down and charge approach that you have got. Appreciate life. You are in a very beautiful stage of your life. Appreciate life. And when I think of appreciate life, friend, food, and fun. These three things which come to my mind, and you must be doing that, because I've seen those people. It's not that they went into cave to become an IAS officer or a successful candidate. They did have, but then in moderation, in proper dose, that you are smart enough to know that. One more I would like to add is that able to manage failure. You'll be having failure almost every single day, but then how you manage your failure, you're not able to meet your target. Ability to manage failure is something which is very important. I like you to be very careful about. In fact, that gives you resilience. If you're resilient enough, you'll definitely be able to get those three letters, coveted letters after your name. I suppose this is slightly exhaustive, but quite possible. It is based on my observation in different students, and they may have made their own combinations, and then based on that, they wrote success story for themselves. My best wishes are also with you. Thank you.